Hey there, it's me, Grace. I just wanted to let you in on my method. If you're thinking about doing something like this for, like as a ministry, I wanted to let you know what I'm doing to maybe give you some ideas. And if you already do this as a ministry, or if you see something that's lacking in mine, you can let me know. Just leave me a comment, and if you have any suggestions or you can let me know what your method is, if it's different than mine. I'm sure everybody has their own way. I'm sure there's not just one right way to do everything. But this is the way that I do it, so I just kind of wanted to share my method with you so you can kind of, I don't know, just know about it, Okay, so basically, I keep a laundry basket. And each time I finish an item, I'll put it into the basket. Now sometimes, granted, I will go ahead and weave in the ends and everything, like with this prayer shawl and this lap blanket. They are complete, so I'll go ahead and put them in. But the rest of my stuff, it's not really complete because I haven't woven in the ends. I've got some hats here that my kids made on the knitting machine. They turned out right nice, rather nicely. And but they're waiting. I need to fix the brim. I haven't done that yet. And so they've just kind of gone into the basket waiting for the day that they're going to be completed. So I think I need to separate into piles, and that's probably what I'll do. Just make a hat pile. I don't know how many hats they've made, but they have made several. That's not an alarm I need to be concerned about, thankfully. Okay, I did crochet this hat, and I think, oh wait, no, I've got two hats that are complete that I crocheted, and then I got the Innovations knitting machine for my kids. I wanted the Addy, but the Addy was a good bit more expensive, and I didn't really want to spring the money right then because I didn't know how much they were going to enjoy or even use the knitting machine. So I got the Innovations on a tip from another person on YouTube. She's very knowledgeable and said, go for it. So that's what I did, and I'm glad I did because it's really simple to use, and my kids can crank out a hat in a fraction of an afternoon. So they're really helping me a lot because they can do the hats, and while they focus on those, I can focus on prayer shawls and the prayer blankets. After everything's ready or my basket is full, I'll do a load of laundry, and I always wash in the perfume-free, dye-free laundry soap. I use Tide. It could be anything as long as it's perfume-free and dye-free, because a lot of times the people on chemo are sensitive to fragrance and dye, and so I don't want to cause any extra problems for them. And also, to soften it up a little bit more, I will dry it in the dryer on a low setting with a perfume-free, dye-free dryer sheet. Now, certainly you could use a fabric softener in your wash, but I just prefer to do it that way because that saves me from having to deal with the fabric softener. It's just a little easier just to throw in the dryer sheet, and by that time, after the washing, this acrylic yarn is really softened up a good bit, so it'll help with the dryer sheets. Help a lot with the static. After the wash and dry, they're ready to go. So there are two ways that you can package them to donate. The way I did it last time was I Lysoled the inside of my paper grocery bags, and let them dry completely. And then I put the items inside, and then I folded them down, punched some holes in the top, and tied them closed with a length of yarn. Each item before it goes in the bag will be tagged. So I just tie on a little tag that says made especially for you by, and then I sign my name on it. For my kids, they'll sign their names on the hats that they made. And that makes them feel good because they know that they're helping somebody. And another way that you could do it, besides the paper grocery bag idea, is you could do like a big reusable shopping bag, like the plastic reusable shopping bags. I know Joann Fabrics has beautiful bags if you wanted to go that route, but then of course you have to pay for them. If you use the paper grocery bags, you know, you're already getting them at the store, so they're relatively free, and you don't have to, of course, spring the extra money to pay for them. Another way to do it is to enclose each item in its own bag after it's washed and completely dried and tagged. I'm back. So you could enclose after they're tagged, washed and dried and tagged. You can put each item in its own Ziploc bag. The problem with this method is that if you have a prayer blanket that's rather thick, by the time it's folded, it's probably not going to fit very well into a gallon size bag. You'd have to buy the 2 gallons. But anyways, like for the hats, you could even maybe squeeze them into a quart bag. But that is completely optional. And that's what I thought of doing the first time, but then after I came up with the paper grocery bag idea, I said, you know, that's probably good enough. But you can, of course, leave me comments on what you think. If you have a different method, I'm totally open to hearing about it. I'm very interested to know how other people go about doing this, like what their methods are. One more thing that I wanted to share with you before I go today is my car to-go bag. This is my to-go bag. I take it in the vehicle with me. I take it, I try to make sure that it's in there every Sunday, because on Sundays, normally, we all go to church as a family. Unless my husband is working, or if somebody's sick. So, on a normal Sunday morning, I'll have this in the vehicle, and of course my husband will be driving, so that leaves me time to work on whatever it is I'm working on, whether it be a prayer blanket or a prayer shawl. So right now, this is a prayer shawl that I've been working on. You can see I have my crochet hook in here. This is the part of the shawl that I've completed so far. I think it's nearly done, actually. I probably need to change this out. This one is all cream. Sometimes, of course, I'll put a couple different colors of yarn in there depending on what I feel like I want to do that day. And what I love about this bag, this is like a bag that sheets or a bedspread would come in. It's just plastic, has a zipper on the top, which I love. This one also has a front pocket where the label was, the product label. But I love it because inside I can keep an extra crochet hook, some scissors. I've got a hair tie in there just in case. You know, it's really versatile. It's very helpful to have a bag like this. Some of these bags have a little loop on the top so you could carry it. I just really enjoy having it. I like having it in the vehicle so that if we go on a trip somewhere, like a shopping trip, and let's say it takes me an hour to get to my destination and I'm not driving, that's an hour I get to work on something for somebody else. And I really like to have that time. Plus it helps me relax while I'm waiting to get there. I'm not just bored and staring out the window. my hands are busy and my mind is busy and I'm working on something that's going to help someone else. So I just wanted to share that with you. You can let me know what kind of project bags you use. I love to hear about what people do. So totally let me know what kind of project bags you use and where and when you like to work on your projects. When I'm not working on them on the drive to church, or if we have to drive somewhere shopping, I also like to work on them a lot of nights, especially in the winter. If we have a fire in the fireplace, it's just kind of cozy to me to sit near the fire and work on one of these. So, you can let me know your favorite place to work on your projects, what kind of time slots you use, whether you sit down for 20 minutes at a time or whether you like to sit down and not get up until it's complete. Let me know those things, because I just like to hear about what different people do, and we're all a community. We should be sharing with one another, and so that's why I wanted to share with you what I do, just in case it's something you haven't thought of and it might be something you want to implement, and certainly let me know what you do because it might help me. So I thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this has been helpful. I'll try to post an update on my next delivery, which will be in August. Of course, I go on 3-month intervals because that's how often I see my doctor. So I just take the items in when I go, which is convenient for me, and I don't have the volume to really deliver every month because I'm working on my own. My kids help out some with the hats, like I said.